This video will show you how to add a Schedule C into the software. So under the income section, you do have all types of income that you can enter into the system. Now there are two ways to enter a Schedule C. Some taxpayers may have a 1099 NEC. So if they have a 1099 NEC, you have to start the Schedule C off with the 1099. So the 1099 information will pull over to the Schedule C. But if they do not have a 1099, you will simply just click on the Schedule C to begin the Schedule C. Once the Schedule C populates, you see the initial first page that needs to be completed. Now, if you want to enter the business name and the EIN information, you can. If they don't have an EIN, it will just be their social, so you won't have to add the social there because the social is already attached to the return. But if they do have the EIN and if they want to actually claim that business with the EIN on their return, you're going to enter the EIN information here along with the address information for that business. Now, for any type of business, every business has a code. So you want to click on this business code list. So it's going to take you to a list of business codes so you can select what type of business it is. So if it's a food service business, a mobile transportation business, so you're just going to scroll down the list of codes so you can select the code that identifies that business. So I'm just going to select the landscaping service. So now that code is going to populate there and it's going to have a description of the business as landscaping. So you're going to click continue. So now it's time to enter the income and any type of deductions or expenses that the business has. So if it's just a Schedule C, you have to enter the income. But if it was a 1099, that income is going to automatically pull over. So you're not going to have to enter the income. So I'm going to go ahead and click on income so I can enter the amount of income for that Schedule C. Now, again, if it's just a Schedule C only, you're going to enter the income in the first box for gross receipts. Okay. Now, the 1099, the information is going to automatically pull over in this box. So I'm just going to put about 15,000 in here, and I'm going to click continue. So now I have a category if that was an expense for that business to go ahead and enter that information in. So under cost of goods sold, and click in there and see your options on there and enter the amounts or figures that identifies whatever cost of goods sold for that business if that is the case. But I'm going to go ahead and click cancel so I can go back to my main screen. So general expenses, that is the most that you'll probably use. General expenses, maybe car and truck expenses. Now these other options, only if it corresponds with that business. You will have to go under there to see. But most of the times with a Schedule C, you're usually going to do the general expenses and maybe the car and truck expenses and depreciation of anything of that business. So I'm going to go ahead and go into general expenses. Okay, so if any of these expenses correlates with that business, you're going to just enter that amount there. So I'm going to just put 500 for advertising because if you have a business, you have to do some type of advertising. If they had any type of contract labor or any type of fees or commissions they have to pay yearly or monthly, you're going to make sure you calculate that up and put it in there. Or if any of these other things identifies with that business, you're just going to make sure you put the amounts in there. Okay. Now you don't really get the meals, the credit for the meals anymore. So you're not going to be able to use that box. But you're going to make sure that you enter whatever expenses that the business incurred here, and you're just going to click continue. Okay, so under car and truck expenses, I'm going to go ahead and click here. So there were expenses for the car or they use their vehicle for work. Then you're going to enter that information here. So you only enter the business miles that were used on that vehicle. This does not include if they use their car or their truck or their vehicle for personal use. So you won't get anything much here because it's not going to calculate off that. It's only going to calculate off the business miles for that vehicle. So it's going to ask the description of the vehicle, the date that you put the vehicle in for service. You put the vehicle up for service, and you're going to click these boxes here if it identifies with that business. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click cancel so I can go back to the main screen. Now, if there were some other expenses, business expenses on the schedule sheet that you did not see under here, you can go to other expenses. Okay, so once you click in other expenses, you're going to put the description of the item or whatever the expense was, and you're going to put the amount here. So if you have a lawn service and you had to purchase some type of equipment for that, or something that you did not put in there, you're just going to put the description there, and you're going to put the amount that was paid. So again, the other information, you only click in there if that correlates with the business, if they had some type of depreciation or some type of equipment or whatever that they used, whatever the assets were, you're just going to click in there. And you're going to put the description, the date, place, and service, the cost, the percentage of business use. So you're just going to have to complete this information. And just keep in mind, if you see the red asterisk, that means something has to go into that box. You cannot leave it blank. So you're just going to scroll down the page and look at everything to make sure you completed and filled out everything correctly. Okay, so again, just make sure you go into each category if it identifies with that business, and once you complete that, you will just continue and proceed with your return.